What's up, dudes and dudettes to the internet? My name's Scythe and we are back again for some more Stellar Overload. How y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastically wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. Man alive, the production of this game. I know I already said that in the last episode, but it really is crazy. Even when we come into the rebel base here, it ended up changing. Like, it's got this military music playing, which is so cool. And another thing too that I didn't get to mention in the last episode, and I do want to mention now, is you look at our mini map and it actually has like a really intuitive, like underground type of like, I mean, I can't even believe the fact that they actually managed to make a map that works properly, like with all the proper levels and stuff like that. Very similar to a dungeon map from the old Zelda games and stuff like that. So it's so cool. Before we get started though, folks, would very much appreciate if you would hit that like button for me. Helps me out more than you know. And without further ado, we're gonna talk to Orko, who's the leader dude over here, who's just staring at all these beautiful pictures. Who is it? And what's he doing here with this childlike pistol and ridiculous fruit juices? We crafted fruit juices in the last episode. Tell me, how did you manage to come here, kid? Why didn't anybody step here? What? You're coming from Captain Li Ping? I always get his name wrong, I don't know. Grandpa's never gonna let go, huh? So, what does he want? Your brother, you mean that crazy fellow who went by in a flash and stole our weapons and to go and fight the Merx robots alone? Oh boy. You know, everyone here says I'm strong-headed, but your brother, he's totally insane. Well, I suppose that's the reason you came to bring him back to the village, isn't it? The problem is that he hasn't returned yet. He must have been captured. Oh no! And you won't be able to bring him back with your laughable equipment. All right, since you seem to insist, you'll try to do our rebel training. You really have to get yourself better equipment before you can help your brother. Go and see Trevor, our weapons master. He'll give you your first mission. Now get out of my sight. Okay, stop being mean to me. Seriously, I gotta grab this spawn point too. Bloop. So cool though, I love it. All right, Trevor, what's going on, dude? Ah, so you're here to train? Well, I'll only do it because Orko asked me, and I obey my leader's orders. Well, he better. I mean, look at him. He's a weird cyborg guy. He actually looks really cool. Your brother stole my weapons. I won't trust you so easily. That's why your first mission, I'll have you bring something that interests me personally. Soon will be my son's birthday. He is passionate about gems, and his favorite one is the moonstone. You can find it in caves at an average depth of 150 blocks. I love the fact that the game just breaks the roleplay and says where you get it. You know, like seriously, it's about time a game actually does that. I don't have time for speleology. I think he means spelunking. So if you bring me back these gems, I will change my mind. I might change my mind about you and offer you a nice reward. I'll give you a jetpack for free though, even though I said I don't trust you. Thank you. Also, headlamp. That's the best part of the whole thing, is we finally get to be able to yoink, see in the dark. Man, it's a good idea these guys didn't actually trust us. Look at this. We're just stealing all of their items right in front of their faces. But you know what? That's okay because they don't care. Ooh. Explosive ammo! We already got the secondary ammo. I didn't know that we could actually find it right there. Like, seriously, give me all of the resources. I need all of it. It's delicious. Is there actually something hidden behind here or no? I don't know if there actually is. We could probably end up, oh, beds and everything. We could probably end up digging our way into some pretty crazy stuff down here. But instead, we're probably gonna head on up to the surface. What is this? I don't know what that is. Probably gonna head on up to the surface and see if we can find ourselves a mining hole that we can go into and get this quest done and out of the way, start the other one, and then we'll probably end up tackling one of the dungeons that we ended up finding the other day. Because, oh geez, because I really want to attack that and go through that with all of you on camera. So here's the vehicle. Oh yeah, right on. And look, there's a cave that generated right nearby. Whoop. So this is gonna be a little bit dark for YouTube, I'm afraid, and I will admit that a little bit later on, folks, like, you know, we might do a little bit of caving together, probably today a little bit, not too much, but I'm gonna kind of show you what the caving is like, and then probably not do, probably just spend as little time caving as possible on camera, just because it's very dark, and you kind of all know what caving is like. So maybe a little bit later as we get more light blocks and stuff like that, or if we end up running into enemies down here, because you can end up running into very specific, very crazy crazy underground enemies that I actually can kind of hear right now. These are quartz, by the way. This isn't the moonstone that we need. So where is it? This dynamic lighting actually makes it very freaky down here. And I love the fact that this game, no matter what, always has atmosphere, you know? Like, it manages to do it by having a unique soundtrack for every area. Even right now, it's getting me all nostalgic and goose-pimply because it's reminding me of the Metroid Prime games with the music that's going on. Oh my goodness gracious, is this actually a place where we can dig into or what? I'm gonna try and see if I can find... This is the rebel base. This is the rebel base. Ha! Isn't that perfect? All right, so we got a nice little shortcut right to the base. That's great. Awesome, dude. So yeah, I'm gonna try and find ourselves some of the moonstone for this dude. Sulfur. We found some sulfur. Also, I think just over here was a bunch of the moonstone, right? That's what that one is, right? I think it is the green, the blue one. Not this green one. This is malachite. What about this? Is this moonstone? Yeah, there we go. So now we're at the level that we can start getting it. I hear very strange noises, which tells me that there's monsters down here. Maybe there's not really that much, though, folks. I honestly haven't really done enough caving to know how crazy the world ends up getting. There might not even be monsters. I could be dead wrong about that, but it would make sense. I mean, why wouldn't there? Ooh. Oh, this looks like a real cool cave here, even though I kind of wanted to skip most of the caving. So we do have all of the moonstone that we need for the quest. Yeah, we'll have to explore that another time, because that's getting way too dark and scary for me. Man, that jetpack is just so handy, like seriously. All right, Trevor, I got it for you. Well, those moonstones are beautiful, thanks. My son will love them. Well, you deserve it. I'll give you some medical bombs and the recipe to make them. You'll really need them for most of the dangerous missions. Talk to Orko. He had a special mission for you. So let's grab this special mission, but we're gonna go and tackle that dungeon and hopefully have enough time to do that in today's episode, because I know I promised that in the last episode, right? Trevor told me you handled the missions. You may not be stupid as your brother after all, because he's too proud. Trevor probably didn't tell you that he led an expedition to find your brother during your absence, but they were caught by a bunch of robots who stole their equipment. Oh, this is not just any equipment. There's a brand new block thrower and vulpine armor. Whoa! If you know how to use it properly, it can help you save your brother. Our scouts spotted robots around the observation station. Perfect! There we go. Not far from here. They must be the ones who took the equipment. The observation stations were previously used by clones to monitor the flora and fauna of this side of the planet. The enemies possess the area now. It's heavily monitored. And, yeah, we have to take it back as quickly as possible. Here's your mission. Find the observe station. We already know. Hack the monitoring terminal and bring back the vulpine armor and the block thrower. Let's go. Awesome. I didn't know they were gonna throw us that piece of equipment so quickly in the game. Like, seriously, because this is actually the furthest I've ever played here, folks. I did explore the dungeon just kind of on my own time, but I didn't know that there was actually a quest line that led us to it. So that's really, really cool. Let's grab ourselves our vehicle here, though, so we don't end up... Get us a vehicle. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, nice, cool. Oh, that's really neat. So on the right side of the screen, it actually tells us all of the different quest lines. Now, hopefully, because we're going into this dungeon, it's not going to matter that it's nighttime. Perfect timing, right? But either way, this dungeon's really, really cool. So I'm really excited to show you all this. This is so neat. So look at that. First of all, we get to set ourselves a spawn point, which is nice. Ooh, we got a chest right here. Medical bomb, bandages, and antibiotic spray or something. Okay, max stat count 100, heals 30% of health. This one heals 20% of health, and this one heals 10% of health. So let's grab ourselves 10%, 20%, and 30%, just so that we have stuff a little bit more prepared. Got ourselves our spawn point, and oh my goodness. So there's these lasers here, right? We can't mine the wall or anything like that, but this is kind of a cheaty little thing. You can actually mine the laser blocks. So we can get these out of the way, which I would recommend. I mean, we're gonna do it right now, just because otherwise we could end up running into quite a bit of trouble a little bit later on, just because we may end up dying like 50,000 times and constantly respawning, and it's gonna be really, really handy to end up mining them all out of the way. I must have accidentally, yeah, I didn't notice that these were both crossing over each other. Don't cross the streams. I didn't know that they were both there, so that's why we ended up getting wrecked. Okay, so what is this? Ooh. You got Vulpine Armor, level 1. Awesome. Okay, cool. Where is that? Let's grab that. We look so cool. We got tons of resistances too. Yes, I wish there was a third person mode. That is great because the first time I came through here, the armor was sitting there and I didn't know how to actually grab it, right? Improves your resistances to damage. Equip armor by dropping it. Yeah. We already did all of that. So let's get our gun ready. And this is cool. I hope that these come into play a little bit later for your own personal builds. These are teleporters. Now that is neat. That is very, very convenient. Now these things right here, I'm gonna try and get rid of as much of these as possible because I really don't like these guys. Let's see if we can activate one of them just so I can show you that's what they are. They're a little block that ends up activating and trying to wreck our face. We're also gonna have to get rid of this weird thing because if we go close to that Tesla coil, it's gonna start zapping us and we don't want that. Like that's a very defensive type of thing and very, very evil. Did we end up doing it? Yeah, we did. Okay, so is there bad guys around here? There is all these things, which we can be very... Oh! That was a bad guy. That was a crazy bad guy, which we don't want to deal with him just yet. Oh my goodness, we're already out of ammo? Are we seriously already out of ammo? Well, at least we still got 29 of these. Hopefully... Yeah, okay, so that definitely ends up wrecking these guys very, very quick. Gotta be very careful of that. We took lots of damage right there. Oh my goodness, robots. Transformers! Jeez Louise. Okay, we gotta be very careful here. I like how our arm on our character ended up actually changing though, because now we actually have the armor. That's so cool. Oh, our headlamp was off. I was wondering why it was so dark. We're getting tons of ammo off of these dudes. Thank goodness now we don't actually have to worry about any of it or running low on ammo. I'm getting a little bit of frame rate ticks in here though, folks, so hopefully again that's not gonna show up in the recording. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, and by the way, as well, as we're fighting these enemies, you can see right there, we're actually gathering recipes. So we actually just got a crate recipe. So now we can craft the crate permanently. And I mean, that's just such a great incentive to killing enemies is that we're getting like all of these items that we desperately need in order to advance. So this is a switch, right? Quite obviously, we needed to activate that in order to go to this other pathway that was just over here. And I still, oh my, that was really close. I still love the fact that the map actually shows like so accurately all the different levels and stuff like that of each of the dungeons. Like the devs did a fantastic job with that because you know how complicated that is. So we got some more ammo and we got explosive material. Okay, maybe that'll craft into a certain ammo or something. I'm not exactly sure. Now, the other thing, too, that I am noticing is as we drag all these items onto our hotbar, they are not necessarily, like, they're not necessarily getting out of our inventory or anything like that. So I'm gonna organize our inventory, get rid of some of these extra plant life and stuff that we don't necessarily need and can easily end up getting by going out and adventuring and stuff. I probably should have dropped off the wood as well because we don't necessarily need any of that and could easily chop down some trees. Jiminy Crockett, these guys. Ay, ay, ay. Well, we're doing okay though. We're actually managing this very, very well. Okay, gotta destroy this guy before he wrecks me from far away. That's a weird thing as well. Oh my goodness. Now this is where things are gonna get very tricky and crazy. Snipe skills! So there are tons of recipes that were dropped from those enemies. And we have to do some crazy stuff with our jetpack right now. Which hopefully I'm gonna be able to do successfully. Because otherwise... Okay, otherwise you can end up getting Shrek'd like so easily at this point because if we... Oh boy, okay, so at least it didn't destroy us as much as I thought it was going to. So let's activate this so that we don't have to come back. Get out of here, you weirdo. And I'm also going to, hopefully, let's see if we can do this. Yeah, we're getting damaged like crazy on this floor right here, but we're gonna try and heal out and spam ourselves and heal out as much as possible There we go, because I wanted to get all of those blueprints, at least as much as possible, right? Whoa! That we don't need. I don't necessarily even know what that is in the first place. Oh my goodness gracious, this is so tricky. So the other thing too that we could obviously end up doing is not bother platforming and just build our way up, right? But that would end up taking way too much time. So instead, not to mention it's not as cool as just using our jetpack, right? This area is so dark though. I wish there was a little bit of better lighting. Oh boy, can we make this one? Yeah, okay, that was a close one. Now we gotta keep waiting for our jetpack to recharge before we can end up taking the next jump. And you gotta be careful because there is momentum in this game where if we end up, like, as you saw when we were falling, we were trying to use the jetpack like a crazy person. There's a chest hidden there. And we couldn't end up activating our jetpack very efficiently. There we go. More healing resolve too. That's cool. Oh, and I noticed too, you can actually name the chest. That's really nice. That's really convenient. So let's see, can we make this? Okay, we're good, we're good. I'm being very cautious right now. And I'm very nervous about it, just because of the frame rate ticks that I keep running into. Okay, perfect. So there's a bunch of, oh boy, there's a bunch of different enemies that are almost wrecking my face. Oh my goodness gracious. At least you can spam heal out. That's something that's actually really, really handy. I'm trying to be very careful of all of this stuff too, because I know that a lot of these are like bad guys that we gotta worry about here. And they're gonna activate as soon as we end up, walking by. Oh, I see, there we go. So there's a switch back there. Very convenient, very cool. And this is gonna be right where we need to be as well. I just keep shooting just out of habit because I want to destroy all of them. But that's okay, we already got what we came here for. Bloop. What else do we got? Okay, so now I think this is already the end of the dungeon. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is the exit. Let's unlock the exit right there. So now we can just go right back outside, which is fantastic. We can use the surveillance terminal hacked. So we needed to do that for the main quest. That's what that was about. And this must be the block thrower. Yeah, okay, block thrower level 1. Ammo for the block thrower are blocks from the world of Stellar Overload. To change ammo, first select the block thrower into the action bar, like we do right there, and then we just grab any piece of block that we want. Let's take water, for example, whatever, and we throw it down there. Now, here's something that's very important to note right here, folks. So we've got 115 of the raw resource, but then as soon as we put the water onto our hotbar or anything, we only have a total of 19. That's because while it's in our inventory, it's kind of like a smaller version of, and then once we end up putting it onto our hotbar, like let's take the sand right here, we have 164 blocks worth of sand out of all the tiny little voxels that we've got, right? Now, the biggest thing that is very, very useful of the block thrower is glowing blocks, because we can shoot blocks into the distance and use them to illuminate our path. So it's kind of like a way of shooting torches, right? So anyway, they're trying to tell us that, yeah, we have to equip it, and then we press X to swap, and then we can just end up doing something like this. Very, very cool. Absolutely love it. Such a cool mechanic, seriously. It's awesome. So let's go back to the rebel camp, finish this quest, and we'll call it a day. I see a village over there as well, but we'll get into exploring some of the... Oh, excuse me about that. That was a weird inverted burp. We'll get into exploring the rest of the world in another episode. The other thing you want to be very careful about when you're getting out of your vehicle, that bloom though, how do I turn it off, please, is you always want to make sure that your vehicle is down on the ground, because if we put it up too high, we would be very hard pressed to get back into the vehicle. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can manage this. Oh, okay. We didn't take that much fall damage either. And let's also set our spawn point over here so that it's not in that other main, in the main dungeon that we were 2 seconds ago. What do you have to say about yourself, Orko? Well done, Scythe. Please, the rebels thank you for your bravery. I'll transfer you the recipes for the block thrower and the Vulpine armor if you need to rebuild them. Cool. There's an observation station on each side of the planet. Oh, if you manage to capture them all, we would have an undeniable tactical advantage. But I know that your thoughts are for your brother. I got bad news. Your brother has been captured and is being held captive in the fortress by the Imperator, something or other, I don't know. A cruel robot and local leader of the Imperium Machina. I don't know if I read that right, but it sounded cool either way. I heard terrible things about the way prisoners were treated in this fortress. Your little brother demonstrated in the observatory station something or other. I fear that the Imperator is seeking to extract data from your brother's brain. Oh my goodness. There is no more time to waste. Go and see Tricia, our engineer. She discovered something that might interest you and help you in the fortress. Come back later and we'll try to save your brother. So that's the other thing too, is I guess we're unlocking the ability, like we could go and explore all the other observatories, which we'll probably end up doing that before we end up trying to save our brother. But we're going to try and do as much of these quests now and get them out of the way as much as possible, because you know they're going to give us lots of different mechanics that will definitely end up helping us out in the other observatories and stuff like that. But either way, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, sign away, and stay epic.